Rivalries. That's what makes sport tick. All sport. Cricket, motor racing, and all things rugby league, from origin to grand finals and these hardcore club games. Fact, whenever the Eels play the Bulldogs, it's never just another game of football.
He plays the ball back, Price gives it to Sterling, Sterling to Cronin, Cronin is in for the first try of the grand final.
It's about tradition and battles royale. Forever a reason to get excited.
But it's all over the grand final of a Canterbury Bankstown dominance. There's the siren! Parramatta have won the grand final!
That's the beautiful thing about rivalry. How it's endless, gut-wrenching, always awaiting a new chapter to put with the old.
He kicks for the winger, Goodwin! Oh, boy! He backpedals, then he goes to the way for Nullarbor!
So here we go again. The Parramatta Eels versus the Canterbury Bulldogs. Live on the home of rugby league. Nine's wide world of sports.
Here we go again indeed. In fact, the 129th meeting between these two great clubs. 66 wins for the Dogs, 57 the Eels. There have been 5 draws. But all of that history means nothing when it comes to competition points tonight. And coming off last start losses, that is all important for both of these clubs. Good evening, welcome to Nine's Love coverage of Friday night football. We're at ANZ Stadium to kick off round 6 of the Telstra Premiership, and a clash that I look forward to every year, as I know you do, Phil Gould, because in sport I believe some rivalries are manufactured, but this is not one of them.
It's a very real rivalry, Peter, and it's been going for a long time. But I don't want to dwell on the past tonight. I'm more interested in what's going to happen right here, right now. I want to know how Parramatta are going to bounce back after that drubbing at the hands of the Melbourne Storm last week. 38 points to 0. Now, their captain, Nathan Hindmarsh, said in the Herald this morning, when we looked at it on replay, it wasn't as bad as the score suggests. I don't know how many 38-0 drubbings look better the second time around. But what I do know is the thing I'm concerned about the most is their ability to score points. Nothing last week. That man there is the key. They've got to get him early possession and go off the back of his instinctiveness to get themselves on the board.
Well, Jared Hayne is at fullback. On the wings, Luke Burt, and Etu Waisali comes in for Jordan Atkins. Joel Reddy and Jacob Loco, the centre pairing, with Daniel Mortimer at 5'8", Jeff Robson at half. Justin Horrow, Nathan Hindmarsh, the skipper, and Taniela Lasalo make up the back row, with Tim Manor, Casey Maguire back from injury tonight, Fui Moi Moi coming off the bench, Billy Rogers and Shane Shackleton, Mitchell Allgood and Ben Smith in for Carl Webber, coached by Stephen Kearney. They take on Canterbury, that won their first 3 games but have gone down in their last 2 matches. But it has to be said, Gus, against quality opposition.
Yeah, they're beaten by the Melbourne Storm and the Dragons, and they are quality teams, but they were outclassed on both occasions. If they're honest, they're a little bit off the pace with their upper echelons of teams. They've beaten some others. They've got to bounce back this evening. Another team lacking strike power for mine. A new halves combination this year of Chris Keating and Trent Hodkinson. Kevin Moore says it's working along nicely. I think I want to see more from them this evening. They've got to ignite this Bulldogs back line.
Okay, it's been a barren run against Parramatta in recent seasons. They've lost 8 of their last 9, but some new faces this year. At fullback, Ben Barber. On the wing, Steve Turner and Bryson Goodwin. Tim Laffey and Jamal Idris in the centres. Chris Keating and Trent Hodkinson are the halves. David Stagg at lock, Frank Pritchard and the captain Andrew Ryan in the second row, with Aidan Tolman, Michael Ennis and Mickey Payer up front. The interchange, Grant Millington and Corey Payne. Dean Hallertau and Michael Hodgson comes into the side. They are coached by Kevin Moore. Now on TAB Sportsbet, the Dogs are favourites, and quite strong favourites both head-to-head and the line betting. And if you are having a punt tonight, please do so sensibly. Our second match tonight will be a beauty up at Skill Park, where the Gold Coast Titans play host. They chase their second win of the season, but they're up against the West Tigers with Benji Marshall absolutely on fire. But we'll take a break now from the Olympic Stadium. We'll be back very shortly with Ray Warren and the kickoff to the Bulldogs and the Eels.
Welcome back to the Big House. Tonight we're live from ANZ Stadium, the Olympic Centre here at Homebush, and there's a reasonably good crowd for these two sides in at ANZ tonight. I can't forget the 70,000 odd that came here in 2009 to watch these two do battle in a preliminary final. And I think the club record crowd for Parramatta, this being their home ground tonight, their home game, is something like 31, just shy of 32,000. And this may even make that figure, but I don't quite think so. So Canterbury have left the sheds, and they be aware of their record in more recent times, as Peter and Gus have pointed out, against Parramatta. The last 9, they've lost 8 of them. Andrew Ryan taking them out. Let's go to the sideline to Andrew Johns for a comment. The battle or the matchup between Jacob Loco and Jamal Idris. Interesting in a word.
Yeah, 2 young tearaways in the centres. Massive men for their age. Look at Jamal Idris, still only 20 years old. What a personality player. Look at the size of him. 6'5", 115 kilo. He'll win over big game against this young guy. Big raps on this young guy, Jacob Loco. Only 18 years old, 6'4", 103 kilo. He's big and fast and strong. Very skillful, but gets on the outside of his opponent. Likes the left-hand giddly flick. Watch for that tonight.
They won their first 3, and now they've gone into what some are describing as a mini slump. The Dogs of Canterbury about to do battle again with their premier arch-rival, Parramatta. Andrew Ryan tonight plays his 200th game for Canterbury, the former Eel. He was a member of their 2001 grand final losing side to Newcastle, and he led for the 150th time last Sunday in that game against St George Illawarra. And Nathan Hindmarsh then, with memories of their biggest defeat still in their minds. I mean, they can probably tell you that they don't want to think about it, but it'd be like a nightmare. Kept scoreless by Melbourne, their biggest defeat in the last 6 years. That's embarrassing, and it hurts for people like Hindmarsh. It's a funny thing, though, when they play Canterbury, some rather interesting things have happened, and last year, twice, it pressed the button with Jared Hayne. The Dogs bring out the best in Jared Hayne. He was flying a big jumbo in both the clashes last year against them. Took 48 seconds to score the opening try in round 20.
All right, the Eels won both clashes last year by the same margin, 16 points. That man there, Jared Hayne, got 3 tries in the 2 meetings. They'll lift tonight, no doubt about that. Can they lift high enough as Goodwin about to get us underway?
So Canterbury running left-right. Parramatta, oh gee, Horro did well. That was a fingertip take by Horro, the number 13. Well done, Justin. He'll play the ball 22 metres out, and Moi goes ahead. Just inside the 30-metre line for Fui. Casey Maguire, and this is Loco, and draped all over the top of him is Jamal Idris. That is going to be something we'll keep a close eye on, that battle, and can Jacob Loco handle Jamal Idris? 40 metres out, and Tim Manor it is who plays the ball. Fui wants another go, and he takes it up to halfway. So now Moi it is who plays the ball, and from Maguire it's gone across and onto the boot of Robson. It bounces away from the sideline, and bringing it back is Ben Barber. He runs into Robson. Lasalo's a part of it, Reddy's a part of it, and Barber plays the ball. 10 out from his own line. This is Goodwin playing against his brother-in-law Joel Reddy tonight, and he plays it back for Michael Ennis to go away to Mickey Paya, and Paya is down the middle, just outside the 20-metre line. They're running towards the southern end. Frank Pritchard, 150 first-grade games tonight for Frank Pritchard. Played back for Ennis to sweep it away to the blonde-headed Tolman. He's up against Tim Manor. I read that they played Australian schoolboys together, and good friends. As the ball is kicked down the ground, it goes over the sideline where Waisili is housed tonight in jumper number 19. A
nice start defensively there from the Eels. They won the field battle. They forced Canterbury to kick from inside their own 40, and Chris Keating, he didn't go long, so it's pretty good field position from the first scrum for the home side tonight.
They looked all right, Parramatta, in the warm-up tonight. Very sharp, a lot of talk. a lot better than many of the warm-ups I've seen them have over the years, actually. Very intense. It looks as though they really had their game faces on. That's a good sign.
Maguire then spiralling the pass away to Hayne, and this is Loco. Pulled down just outside the 40-metre line. Tackled again by Jamal Idris. Mortimer goes across, and he turns Horrow back inside towards halfway. Hindmarsh second man, Robson Moy. And Moy in an upright tackle, unloading the ball. Well, Robson's got it after Maguire, and they're 38 away from the line. The Eels then was Maguire, getting it on for Tim Manor. And they're good meters. Quick play the ball. Pushed him down the ground, 25 away. Mortimer for Hayne. Hayne away. Horrow with it. And he'll play the ball. 19 out on tackle 5. David Stagg, the tackler. Hayne and dummy half. Mortimer the kick. It's high. The chase is on. The challenge is coming. Marked in goal. 20-metre restart.
See, that's what I don't like about Parramatta's attack. They got a good offload and made a nice inroad. And then on the next play, they just hit a front rower up and got tackled before they moved the ball to Jared Hayne. When they got the offload and drove them back, that's when Hayne had to get the ball while they were disorganised. All they were doing was helping the Bulldogs get set again.
I get a memory coming back that you were saying the same about the Dragons last weekend. Pritchard is with the ball, playing it on his own 30-metre line. And this is Laffey, and it's come off the boot of Bryson Goodwin, the ball. He speculated.
Well, he tried for one of those passes that Andrew Johns was describing from Loco to keep an eye from, did Laffey. Drew the winger in. The pass went too low for Goodwin, who had a slim corridor to work in. So the first error, again, gives Parramatta good field position. That offload from Moy. Jeff Robson actually had a 3-on-2 on his outside. If he'd have thrown the face pass, it would have developed something on their right-hand side. So the halves need to be aware of that for them tonight as the scrum is won.
The head goes Waisili from the blind wing. Now for Manor, and he's giving them a good roll. Trundling it down the ground. Now they're at the 20-metre line. Gus doesn't want the forwards involved. Hindmarsh is there. Moy wanted it. Looking for Hayne. He's out on this left side as Mortimer finds him now. And Hayne brushes. Hayne goes all the way. Jared Hayne has scored. That's his 4th try in the last 3 meetings against Canterbury. And some of the tries have been absolute boomers. Not so this one, but he brushed through, and finds the line.
And gets very close to the dead ball line, and that is why the video referee has been called upon. In fact, Steve Turner tries to knock it out, but Hayne regathers. Great job from Turner, great job from Hayne. And a set play that we see very often from Parramatta. A lot of times, Jared Hayne will throw the cutout pass to his winger. That time, he did the goose step and stepped through himself.
Well, I said to you in the preview, nothing seems to ignite Parramatta more than Canterbury, and looking at the personal records, nothing seems to ignite Jared Hayne more than a blue and white jumper. He's brushed through and got the first points for Parramatta, something they haven't done, I think, in their last 4 matches. Here's the kick from Luke Bird, and hits the uprights, goes in. 6-0 in favour of Parramatta. Sideline Andrew Johns tonight.
Yeah, last week St George Illawarra attacked Jamal Idris' side of the field. Matt Cooper got 2 tries. We see on the Kuno replay here, they get Jared Hayne out wide. Jamal Idris fades out. 1-on-1, Jared Hayne. Too hard to handle. A lot of traffic's going to come down this side of the field.
It's a freakish effort, really, to get that ball back in his grasp after Steve Turner had done a magnificent job. That's Moy. Hayne, by the way, first try was TAB Sportsbet. Incredibly, $13.
And Kevin Moore, the Canterbury coach, will be very disappointed in the forced pass from Tim Laffey on the far side to Goodwin. They got into trouble last week against the Dragons by making mistakes coming out of their own end, and that was second tackle as Parramatta have done well from the restart. Moy, short offload to Manor, over halfway already.
I think it's worth noting too that Tim Manor probably was responsible for laying the foundation for the try more than anybody else. Here's Hayne in again, and a little short ball for Horrow. They benefited off a couple of very good runs from Tim Manor and quick play the ball. Here's Mortimer now going high to that right-hand side. Joel Reddy's over there, and up goes Goodwin. It comes down favourably for Moi Moi, and Moi Moi is grabbed there by Tolman, and they are really backpedaling at the moment, Canterbury. Big kick by Mortimer. Now away goes Casey Maguire. 3 metres out from the line. Pulled down by Frank Pritchard. To the right side then, and Haynes there again. He goes back to find Joel Reddy, and Reddy is a metre from the line and swept away by Lasalo. It's come to Robson, gone to Hindmarsh, got rid of Andrew Ryan. 10 metres out in the middle of the ground. And here's Tim Manor again. Here's Mortimer now. Inside ball for Horrow, and Horrow is able to lay it back. Manor gets it down. Maguire gets it across. Hayne is in there again. Long ball, and it's gone. The corner post is gone anyway.
Yeah, great tackle there from Bryson Goodwin. Looked to be in trouble, but he got Waiselli, put his body on the line and pushed him into touch.
Well, this is infinitely better from Parramatta. Again, in that set of 6, they were 1 ruck too late in going to that man, Jared Hayne. When they got the turnover from the bomb, he needed to get it straight away on the next play. Casey Maguire ran from dummy half. Defence got set. Hayne didn't have as much to work with. When they scored the try, they got the ball to him straight away. That's the key. It's not how often he gets it, it's when he gets it.
And in fact, that replay showed us that Waiselli had dropped the football. 4 tackle as Aidan Tolman taken centre field, 2nd tackle.
So Ennis with a little flick pass back on the inside for Payer. And from Hodkinson through Ryan, finding Keating, and now Idris. And Idris beautifully tackled by the boy, a young lad, Jacob Loco. He's only 18, youngest debutant for Parramatta since Jared Hayne in 2006. 18 years and about 241 days, I think, Jacob Loco. As it goes now to Hodkinson, and his kick is charged down. Robson picks it up in an onside position. He's 8 metres on his own side of halfway.
I'm not sure it was charged down as much as I think it hit Casey Maguire fair in the head. He certainly staggered after he got hit with it.
This is Tim Manor with the ball. Starting props, Manor and Moi Moi, and this is Moi Moi. Down to nearly the 30-metre line. And that's a good call by the referee, held so that nobody can go in and damage those knees and those upright tackles. Ball being played by Jeff Robson. And here's Hayne. He kicks back towards the middle. It'll go dead, will it? Oh! Gee, that was too close for comfort for Ben Barber. And who do you think was sweating on him? Luke Burst. So Canterbury bring it out and play it quickly. And they go down the ground with their halves. Here's Keating now. Keating down to the 30-metre line. Hit from behind by Loco. Good quick thinking by Canterbury. Parramatta didn't get set. Long high ball to Ennis. Floating ball to Pritchard. Pritchard's 18 away from the line. Canterbury then serving it back up to Parramatta. And here is Payer to the 10-metre line. 3rd tackle. Maguire holding down as long as he could. Hodkinson. Tolman taken abruptly. It was a very good hit.
Oh, it was a terrible pass.
Moi Moi stopped him in his tracks as it comes away to Hodkinson. Gone to Keating. 2nd man Barber. Back to Idris, and Idris is 5 away on the last. Turner then. Long and low for Keating to go left foot high. Pressure for Reddy. No pressure for Reddy. One of the safest in the game.
If Trent Hodkinson keeps throwing passes like that to his forwards, no one will run off him in future. You can't just sell a teammate a dump like that.
Here's Hindmarsh now.
It was a good effort from the Bulldogs. The perfect example of a quick play the ball being successful. They attacked the side that Parramatta was slow in reforming. It was down this way as Loco again up against Idris, close to the sideline. Reddy did well. The kick just wasn't high enough.
So Mortimer goes one in to find Hindmark. Mason playing the ball for Luke Burt. And Burt goes up towards halfway. In Bundaberg Friday night football, coming to you from headquarters tonight at ANZ. Maguire's kick, stabbing and stopping, and then Barber giving it to Goodwin. Goodwin comes back to the centre of the ground. Parramatta down the ground, but now Turner's going to run around them. Turner's around Loco, who comes again to run him down.
Here we are. Come on,
Just inside his own 30-metre line, and Idris passes without hesitation to Goodwin. 12 metres on Canterbury side of halfway. 13 minutes of the game gone. Parramatta 6-0 a try to Hay. From Hodkinson to Stagg, and Ryan has put it down. No use protecting the captain. The criticism is always the same. You've got to expect that you're going to get the football.
Yeah, but it still shows again that the Bulldogs are fairly limited in attack, aren't they?
Michael, need your arms around both.
There's a lot of ball movement, but nothing really happening, and
arms around each other,
now they
guys.
find themselves going across field and throwing passes that don't need to be thrown. And
Ben, you stay
this
in,
is
mate,
pretty
look
much
out.
what I saw against the Dragons last week. They're fairly limited in strike power.
Get it in through the middle.
Chance then for Parramatta.
Out.
As Maguire at the back of the scrum gives it immediately to Reddy, and Reddy is picked up and rolled over and put down by Pritchard and Keating. Moi then crashing it up towards the 20-metre line. He's causing them big trouble. Moi, a spirited start to the game for both prop forwards. Mortimer then goes short for Horrow, and Horrow put down by Hodkinson. Oh, yes, it is Hodkinson. I thought for a moment it was Keating. Here's a short ball up for Manor, and Manor is 3 metres from the line. The referee getting that call in early enough to prevent that late tackle down around the legs. Ball goes away recklessly. Picked up on the second bounce by Mortimer. Hayne throwing the arms around like a traffic cop, and Mortimer takes the tackle. The tackle is number 5. Then it goes to Robson, and Hayne is after this one. Robson's got the kick in behind the goalpost, but Barber will bring it back.
Well, we watched the warm-up before the game, Parramatta, and their kickers were wonderful. They were landing them on the lines just when the chasers were coming through. But one kick tonight from Mortimer, another one from Robson. They've just been way too deep, made it easy for Canterbury. This game is about pressure and patience. And unless your kicking game is spot on, you don't get it right in either department.
Salo just suffered a bit of a blow to one of the eyes as he attempted to tackle Andrew Ryan. This is Payer underneath that tackle from Manor. Parramatta are affirmed into favouritism now with Tab Sportsbet. They're $1.80. They started at $2.75. They're $1.80. The Dogs are out to $1.90. The kick down the ground, straight to Hay. From the 10, he's gone out towards the 30-metre line. Interested to read today, again with TAB Sportsbet, a punter had 1,000 on Parramatta at $51 to win the premiership. Has he just got a good sense of humour? Or is he drunk in charge of a wallet?
He's got too much money.
Here's Mortimer with the ball. 13390 is the number if you'd like to have a bet, but gamble responsibly, please.
You didn't miss him.
No, I don't suppose I did. Jeez, it's a knock to... Here's Mortimer! Mortimer! Well, they've missed him. Ball to ground. Oh, picked up there, but it went forward.
Now, this happens by accident, but it's something I've always thought about Mortimer, that if you get people moving around him and not in his way, he's got the ability to dummy and go himself. This line break happens because there's a stuff up. He's not really sure what he's going to do. He wasn't real confident, but then found his way through the line. Now, they need to manufacture that more often, where there are players moving around him but not getting in his way. Just throwing that runner coming hard and straight off him quite often cuts him off, and he feels compelled to pass to Horrow rather than have a little dummy and a show and a go at himself. They should build on that little play right there, and it will give Mortimer a lot more confidence.
19 is about to come on for the Dogs. That's Michael Hodgson. Again, a former Parramatta player. In fact, in this Canterbury squad tonight, I think 5 of them are former Parramatta juniors. This is David Stagg playing the ball on the 30-metre line.
Yeah, we just saw a shot as Hodgson gets his first touch. Mickey Payer, the man replaced.
Manner the tackler. And here's Tolman to Keating. Keating gave it back for Frank Pritchard. Got it away for Andrew Ryan. He in turn to Laffey. Laffey's away from Reddy. Well, he was away from Reddy, but Reddy's come again to make the tackle with the help of Wasili. 25 metres out from the line. Keating away. Hodkinson to the 20. Right foot kick down into the corner. They've got the numbers there. Luke Burt's got the ball. And, Idris tried to rake it back in. And that would have been most interesting, almost a reflection of the try we saw at the cricket ground in the test match a couple of years ago.
And Luke Burt, he did very well with the quick restart. Got back to the centre, immediately offloaded to Daniel Mortimer. Parramatta claiming that he was held down in the play the ball, but there's Luke Burt again getting in to help out. Moy off. And 16, Mitch all good coming in.
Here's Manor, and there's another very good run by Tim Manor. And here's the penalty going to Parramatta.
Yeah, all the energies with Parramatta, I've got to say. They're really bustling the Bulldogs, and they look more dangerous with the ball. I imagine their coach will be very pleased with what he's seen so far. Their captain predicted it, Nathan Hindmarsh. I said in the preview, they got beat 38-0 last week. He said, but when we watched the video again, it wasn't as bad as it looked. Well, they might have found something to give them some encouragement, because it's better tonight.
This is all good in 16. To the middle of the ground. Parramatta then in the ascendancy. 12 metres out. Still down the middle. Maguire, a dummy to Manor, behind all good to Mortimer. Mortimer is a couple of metres from the line. So Maguire again tries to barge over. They force him back. Hodkinson and Tolman with Stagg. Now they go away. Wide for Mortimer. Then Robson. Then Manor. And Manor looking to unload. Gets it out the back. Hindmarsh then. Taken by Andrew Ryan. Last tackle this time. Hayne getting it first off the ruck. Sweeps the ball to Horro. And Horro is brilliantly tackled by Barber and Idris. And is there an injury in there?
Well, it's lovely play. Look at this from Jared Hayne. Coming from behind. Beautiful ball to Horro, and wonderfully read by big Jamal Idris. Good football all round. Lovely play from Hayne on last tackle. Well read by Idris.
Canterbury repelling the Parramatta Storm again.
That was good footy, Rabbits.
Pritchard goes away short. The tackler has made contact with the ball.
He did well, Waiseli, because the far winger's away, Goodwin. Beautiful little pass from Frank Pritchard. Committed 2 defenders, created an overlap, but Waiseli got up quickly. Might have given away a set of 6, but they'd have been way down the other end, the Dogs.
Hodgson now taken by Allgood and Manor as Ennis goes short for Tolman. Purchased by Canterbury from Melbourne. Taking the place, I suppose, of Ben Hannant for the main is Tolman. In fact, it looks like Ben might have left his haircut behind and gave it to Tolman. Here's Reddy with the ball. He's only been back a couple of games. Here's Waisili, taken by Ennis, bootlace stuff. Maguire goes in, turns it back up the middle, and here's a run for Lasalo. 31 away. In front of a healthy crowd here at ANZ Stadium. Hindmarsh shoulders his way up to the 20-metre line. Hindmarsh, the Parramatta captain. Mortimer's been good. Got it away this time to Horro, who's put himself really in the picture on many occasions tonight. Haynes gone into dummy half this time. It's gone right side for Robson. Robson inside for the 11, Hindmarsh. And Hindmarsh is held in a 3- and 4-man Bulldog tackle. That's where they are. They're 15 away. They've got 1 tackle left. Robson to the 10. He puts the grubber through. And it's battered by Keegan. It's a line dropout.
Well, that's a better result. Good kick from Jeff Robson. He summed it up. He went to the line. Thought, do I kick high? Do I pass? No, I'll roll it through. And he wasn't far away from getting it back himself. Dummied on the outside. Chris Keating reacted just in front. That's the pressure that I'm talking about.
Let's go, Trent. Make sure you kick it before the line. Before the line.
Hodkinson with the line dropout. It's on quite an acute angle. It's gone down there to Lasalo, the second rower. And he'll play it inside the 30-metre line.
It's about time for Jared Hayne again here, Rabbits. They've got to get him with space, get the ball to him early.
This is Waisili. Inside the 20-metre line. All good. Nearly putting himself offside to receive that ball. They were lucky to get away with it. Maguire, right side Robson. Robson spins and throws a dummy to Lasalo, who goes to dummy half now. That's an awful pass. Gone away to Hayne. Now it's with the 15. That's Shackleton. So he'll play it close to the line. Again, they're on the last, and it's with Mortimer again. Here's Hayne. In from the back. Step, step. There's the gap. There goes Hayne. There goes Hayne. In to score again.
It's a pretty simple formula. I think they got the ball too late to him in the set of 6, but when they did, they got it to him early and gave him time just to play off his instincts. That's the key to Parramatta's attack for mine. Brilliant.
Are there many more exciting players to watch than this man? Welcome back to ANZ Stadium. There he is, Jared Hayne. He has scored the first 2 tries at the 6th and 24th minutes of this game. And it's converted the second by Luke Burt. These are the 2 tries if you just came home and missed them. At the 6th minute, Hayne on the left side. Well, beg your pardon, there's the first 2 tries from that match last year in round 20. Freakish tries. That was inside the 48th second of the game. And then this one. I thought for a moment they changed their jumpers pretty quickly, but there he is with the A380, the wings out, planing his way around.
Peter, if you're playing halfback in a team with Jared Hayne at fullback, you're driving him mad to get into position so you can get him the ball, surely.
I don't call the ball until the defence is either slow to reform or going backwards, and that's when I look to get the ball to him. I thought they got it right against the Cowboys 2 weeks ago. They actually scored 4 tries against the Cowboys. They went flat passes, wide passes, and Hayne was immediately in space and could either run the football or pass, and it worked very, very nicely. But I would just let the forwards roll forward, and when the defence is caught out, well, I say, here we go.
Robson, that'll find the line and does.
But for fellas like Robson and Mortimer, they've got to be hounding him, because you watch him, Peter. He'll dawdle around behind the line and won't get involved, Jared Hayne. He'll just follow the play and spectate for a while. He's got to have someone down on the field driving him and encouraging him to get into position. And I know if you were playing with him, you'd be barking at him all the time.
Well, it's the responsibility of any halves to be talking like that. You know, when you talk about halfbacks or halves directing play or pushing players around, that's exactly what you're talking about. The set of 6 there was actually quite poor. But on the last tackle, he came up with a good play, and it's a scoreline befitting of the first 25 minutes, because Parramatta should lead by 12. But it wasn't a great set of 6. It was just a great finish to it. It's a mistake by Bulldogs again. And Bryson Goodwin throws the ball down in disgust. And Kevin Moore, I'm sure, will be reacting with something similar up in the box.
Andrew on the sideline.
Yeah, just talking to what Gus and Sterlo are talking about. Playing with Jared Hayne, obviously, you look at the way they're playing tonight, we see the error there from the Bulldogs. The way they're playing, they're attacking Idris's edge. So if you're a halfback, you'd be taking the Parramatta line attack away from Jamal Idris and throwing the ball to Jared Hayne on the left, going at Idris.
Exactly.
And here is Hayne again.
Surrender one.
On the 30-metre line.
And by doing that, you also stretch the Bulldogs' defence to make it easier for everybody on the left.
Hang on a moment. Hang on a moment.
No.
There's been a head in there, and that has caused the eruption. Hayne did not like the treatment given to him by Corey Payne. He stood up. He's put a gentle head on Corey Payne, who then has retaliated. We've seen it in Jared's game before.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a gentle head in my book.
And we're going to deal with it if you need to calm yourself down.
No one wins here. I thought there was a swinging arm from Corey Payne, but here goes Corey Payne. He gets him on the chin, bang. Now, Hayne will go down and look to stay down, but then suddenly decides, no, I'll get up and give him a gobful. There it is there, bang, on the chin. Now, Corey Payne is going to have a problem there. But he'll get up, and now Jared Hayne, bang. There is no doubt that he headbutts him fair in the mouth. I don't know that's the way to react, Rabbits. You got the ball. What's this? Bang. No, you can't do that.
We talked about it before. You can't get personal in this game. Sometimes it's very, very difficult to do, but Corey Payne was the man in trouble there. The Eels were going to benefit, but now all of a sudden, you know, that can be a send-off offence, a headbutt. We've seen one player sent off already this season for a headbutt. I think Paul Aiton.
Is he not involved? Let's stay there.
Right? Because the swinging arm was first, but you've got a little headbutt, which is on report, and for that you go to the bin. Right, now I'll deal with that.
A sin bin for a headbutt. I don't get that. You're either off or you're not.
I thought the sin bin was all about professional fouls, but obviously it's not. The blue and white army.
You're on report, and you go to the bin.
To the bin for it.
Well,
no, I don't get that.
Why does he go?
Yeah, I don't get that. Who gets sent to the bin for a swinging arm? Who gets sent to the bin for a headbutt?
Deal with what's coming up for the rest of the half. Right?
Surely you can't just walk around headbutting people, though.
That's why he's in the bin. Bit of discipline here.
Well, he should be off. It's either off or penalty and play on. I don't understand the in-between with the sin bin. Rabbits?
No, I can't say it again. I mean, as far as I was of the belief, it's for professional fouls. Well, Corey Payne has been penalised then for the late tackle, though Hayne will be charged with a headbutt. Payne's late tackle has brought the penalty to Parramatta.
And look, I love watching Jared Hayne play, but if there is a weakness in his game, and it is a term we've used before, I've used before, he can get personal, and your ego has got to be bigger than that. You know, in that instance, you've got to think of the team. Not that I've been fouled and I'm not happy about it, because everything would have been their way.
It's such a dumb play. It really is a dumb play.
What was the other occasion? Was it Slater and Hayne?
Slater and Hayne last year. Well, there wasn't much in that. I mean, it was a little bit of a lean towards each other, but you know, that was silly from Jared Hayne.
Here's Luke Burt then from directly in front, and he doesn't miss them too often. So Parramatta go to 14-0, both sides down to 12, 29 minutes gone.
And with all due respect, I know who's going to be missed more out there by the 12 players. Corey Payne's in great form, but Jared Hayne tonight has started off unbelievably well.
It's not good. It's not a good look.
With Shackleton. Two-man tackle from Canterbury. David Stagg and Michael Hodgson. And that's all good.
And while we criticise Jared Hayne, and obviously he's the more high profile of the two, what Corey Payne did was wrong too. It was just an old-fashioned swinging arm on the opposition's best player. That was pretty ordinary in itself, but Jared's reaction wasn't good.
Casey Maguire burrowing his way through, almost to the halfway line. Robson away to Mortimer, and he goes for the kick down into the corner. Barber's after it, and the ball, he did well to get it back in field for Turner.
He did amazingly well, Ben Barber. That was going to be a 40-20. and the ball was bouncing in awkward fashion for him as Jamal Idris takes it 15 out.
The $2 million man, Jamal Idris. Here's Goodwin, flicking it away to Barber, and like a tow truck, he pulls Lasalo down the ground. A very small tow truck, I might add. He's 90 kilo now, and he says, I'm too heavy. Now it's gone away. Hodkinson on, Keating away. And here is Laffar to the 40-metre line.
Back and halfway, Ray, we've got blows being traded by 6-7 players.
There is always a drama when the Eels play the Bulldogs. Has there ever been a game between these two without drama?
And I think Nathan Hindmarsh, he's the last up.
Yeah.
Michael Ennis was in the vicinity. In fact, they've got eyes for each other.
Hindmarsh throws the first punch. He's going to be a penalty.
So he's going to be penalised, Nathan Hindmarsh. You can hear that he threw the first punch. But there'll be a chat coming shortly, and that'll reveal more.
Let's go.
It's obviously that backhander that he threw
Need you here.
to an invisible target.
No, there was... something might have been said, Ray. Oh, we've got 10 minutes for Hindmarsh.
No, we don't. Go that way. Let's go.
So Parramatta's got another one gone.
Nathan Hindmarsh doesn't react like that. It must have been a World Championship sledge for Nathan Hindmarsh to change direction and come back.
We just hang together. All right. You can go and join it for
He's gone too.
Why's he gone?
So what's he gone for? For talking.
What did he do?
You work it out. He's gone too. Now we've got 11 on 11. Who was the last bloke to do this? Harrigan at Newcastle, wasn't it? They finished up with nobody.
Well, pull the post down. In fact, just put a net at the back and change the colour, the shape of the ball, and away we go.
Okay, 11 aside. Here we go.
I don't know how to call soccer, so here is Hodgson.
I didn't know what to expect tonight, but I didn't expect this.
25 away, and then Ryan through. 15 is Millington out there now. I think it's his first top grader for the Dogs from Cronulla, Parramatta Junior. Here is Keating, and Keating taken by Lasalo. Well, what a night of sensations. Hayne has repeated the double, but 4 players are in the bin. Hodkinson away to Barber, Barber onto Idris, Idris away. Turner, good finisher, gets it down. Steve Turner scores.
Yeah, nicely played, 11 on 11. They just opened it up to a long side of the field. Ran a nice decoy play, got the ball to their strike power, Jamal Idris, and he's able to put Turner in the corner. It's nice to score first when you're 11 on 11. Not that it happens too often, but it's only a matter of time before you find the in goal.
Steve Turner, the try scorer, the first try scorer for Canterbury tonight. He's at 26, the oldest of the back line. In fact, I think it goes down rapidly then to 22 and under, the entire back line.
And Bryson Good looking to turn 4 into 6, and Smaywell, well, he's pushed that. It's a poor kick. But it's a big momentum change. It was all Parramatta. Now the Bulldogs are on the board, and they're up against the Parramatta team without their 2 best players as we go sideline, Andrew Johns.
Yeah, you wonder what sent Nathan Hindmarsh off. You see here, Nathan Hindmarsh getting back on side. Michael Ennis sort of hits him with a shoulder, and he chases him behind him. Look at this. He chases him, has a swing, plenty said there. Then later in the play, obviously they get involved, and once again, Michael Ennis baits him. This is Nathan Hindmarsh's go. Plenty of emotion down here, guys.
So Luke Burt to take us into the next round. Seconds out. And Burt taking it down to the 10-metre line for Canterbury to respond through Millington. Toyota Cup tonight was won by the Eels just by 2 points, 28-6. Toyota Cup result tonight, a 2-point victory for Parramatta. Andrew Ryan plays the ball, and that is Hodgson taking it to the 40-metre line.
Can anyone remember what started the feud between Parramatta and the Bulldogs? Where did it all begin?
Oh, I don't know. It goes way back before, much before Super League, when Parramatta finished up with, I think, about 4 or 5 of them. It was happening before then, though.
Wasn't those aluminium shoulder pads, was it?
Probably Sterlo stuff.
I didn't.
You've started plenty.
We can hold a grudge.
This is Millington. And picked up by Keating. In and away. Reddy's chasing. Here's the in ball for Laffey. 31 metres out from the line. Ryan, Barber, Hodkinson. Inside, he says to Millington. Go inside. And here's Millington with the ball. Just outside the 20-metre line. 3 of these kids from Canterbury that I was talking about. Here's a long ball, a good ball from Ryan to Laffey. 5 juniors, 3 from Parramatta, 2 from Merrylands. And here is Hodkinson. Away he goes to Barber. Barber shows it to Hallertau, who's there. Idris steps in field, lands it back to Hallertau. It's gone to Barber. There's trouble here for Parramatta. Barber scores. Ben Barber has scored.
And no surprise that Ben Barber would score 11 on 11. He's hard to contain when there's 13 players. One of the hardest things to change in the course of a game is momentum. And in bizarre circumstances, it has turned towards the Bulldogs. When they went down to 11 aside, they got the penalty. They've had all the possession since. Now this is beautiful stuff from Ben Barber. He loves this. He's got room to move, puts a move on, steps between players, slams the football down. He beat Loco, all ends up. And we've got a completely different ball game on our hands now.
Good work by Idris here on the Keno replay, getting the ball out the back. And really there was nothing on there from Barber. You see up on high, it's really 2-on-2, and he does it all himself with just brilliant evasion and footwork, and then a little bit of speed to get round his numb man and plant the ball down. What a change. What a change. Yeah, Goodwin's got to kick this. If there's a goal you really want to kick, it's this one. Just to keep the momentum and put an exclamation point on it.
Same place as the previous kick. This one looks better. This one is better.
Good boy.
Goodwin converts the try scored by Barber. 14-10, 3 minutes first half to go. Andrew sideline.
Yeah, freakish try to Ben Barber. What a talent he is showing and going. Some asses to Jamal, then backs up. And he's the sort of player just throwing the ball. It's a big night for the Barber family. His younger brother in 20s tonight for Parramatta, Marmon, scored a couple of tries and had some freakish touches. So everyone, Mackay, look at your 2 boys. Ben Barber, Marmon Barber. Freakish athletes.
And his young brother has had his own personal problems with cancer. I was reading that story today. And Ben says that it's his young brother that's really become his inspiration, not just in football, but in life generally.
Now you talk about actions and reactions. You go back to the Jared Hayne headbutt. If he doesn't headbutt Corey Payne's in trouble. We're 13 on 13 and nothing else happens after that incident. But all of a sudden his team leading 14-0 is now back in a dogfight with the kings of the dogfight.
So it's come on the right side for Idris, and they pick him up, roll him over and put him down. Right on halfway, Big Jamal. 5-year contract with the Titans to start at the end of this year. And here they are coming back. Jared Hayne and Corey Payne. 40-metre line, Scratchy play the ball. Hodkinson kicks down towards Wasili.
He's got 2 minutes, Jared Hayne, with 12 on 12. Now, Ben Barber has had an impact on the other side with 11 on 11. Hayne, who's had a rest for 10 minutes, should get his hands on the ball and strike back before the break.
Emirates Doncaster Day tomorrow on the Wide World of Sports. More joyous, the top weight. That telecast starts at 1 o'clock. Emirates Doncaster Handicap Day on Channel 9. A race that was won many years ago by the then owner of Channel 9, Sir Frank Packer. Geez, we saw it replayed a few times. I'll give you the tip. So here is the kick ahead from Robson. Taken down on his own line by Steve Turner. And he's taken by Robson. He does a good job in that area, Jeff Robson. And I suppose it's only natural that the kicker should chase his own kick and put everybody on side, but some of them can get a little bit lazy. Robson's built in the Kamali style. Played by Turner. Keating sends Payne ahead, and this is Millington, and a handoff back to Payne, and away now for Laffey. He's brushed through one. Laffey, they got Hayne at 6s and 7s. Laffey gets the ball away. Keating does a 360. It's come back out to Hodkinson, down to Millington, on to Helitow, down to Idris at the 10 metres. Barber again. Barber's gone over. The corner post doesn't come into it, and he might have got it down.
Do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think. You've got the binoculars, Rabbits. You're up out of your seat and all excited. He's bombed a try, the poor kid on the other side. Let's have a look, and he goes in the air, in the air, in the air. Oh! What about that?
We'll have another look.
What about that?
Have another look.
Does the point hit the ball?
No, the point doesn't hit the ball. The ball's point hits the grass.
Look, look, look.
Yes.
Oh!
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yes.
Rabbits, look at that. Can you believe it? You've got to give it. You've got to give it. Get up, Rabbits. Rabbits needs mouth to mouth. Someone come and get him.
Shut up. You are draining this one. You are draining it for all it's worth. All
That's
its
a
might.
try. That's a try.
It's a try.
Of course it is. That's a try.
Must be good binoculars.
That's a try. Well, they bombed one under the post. Poor old Tim Laffey. He zigged when he should have zagged.
Steve Clark took this. Steve Clark's got this. Benefit of the doubt try for Ben Barber, his second a minute ago. It seems like a minute ago. They were 14-0 down. They're now at 14-all.
14-0 down and going nowhere. Going nowhere. Poor old Tim Laffey. He goes through the line here. He does really well. Beautiful offload. Nice pass. Now he breaks into the backfield. He's got him beat. Keating on the inside. Pass now. Pass now. No, he dummies. He gets back inside. Then he passes. Might have been forward on the Keno replay. But on the Keno replay, when your number's up, your number's up. Here it comes to the corner. Idris says, I'll pass now. Benny Barber says, here we go. And it's a try. Yee-hoo.
Well, there's the siren. It is 14-all. And Bryson Goodwin will attempt conversion of Ben Barber's second try of the night. Joey's just finished telling us his young brother in Toyota Cup scored a couple. The boys from Darwin have raided the big house. They've got Gus needing sedation at halftime. Here's Goodwin. I like it. No, it's starting to wander. It's starting to wander. That is halftime.
That'll do, mate.
That is halftime. Players taking a break. We'll take a break. The blue tablets, thank you, Matthew. The blue tablets for Gus. We'll have Toyota halftime with Peter and Andrew in just a moment. They'll take you through what has been an incredible half of football. You're watching the Eels and the Dogs on the home of Rugby League. Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Toyota Halftime is brought to you by Toyota and its dealers, working to help raise over $500,000 for grassroots football.
When you don't quite know where to start, I guess the best place is the scoreline. 14-all at Toyota half-time in an unbelievable first 40 minutes between the Eels and the Bulldogs. The game was turned on its head in the last 15 minutes. Statistically, the Dogs have to trail. They might lead the line breaks, but 3-1 against them to tackle in opposition 20. They've done 8 extra sets in defence. And down the bottom, 2-1 the error count against them and less time in possession. So Andrew Johns, 14-0, one stage Parramatta
I've
led.
got no idea how to describe it.
We'll go to the sin binnings, but just how much of a change having players off the paddock, and we talked about changing momentum. That's the big difference in the last 15.
Well, I'll tell you what I love. I love 11 aside. It's opened the game up. It's really, there's a lot of ball movement, and players like Idris and Barber have come into their own, but a momentum shift of huge proportion. Gus spoke about it. They're all over at Parramatta, and they're on the attack, and then Hayne gives away the penalty, gets binned, and all of a sudden, the last 15 minutes, all the Dogs.
Okay, well, on Jared Hayne, he scores the first 2 tries. We had 5 in the first half, the first coming in the 6th minute. Again, this left side where Jared Hayne is getting involved. Steps through the tackle here of Trent Hodkinson, put an in and away on him and slid through. A great effort there, especially to hang on to the football after he was hit behind by Steve Turner. And then nearly 20 minutes later, did it all himself last tackle.
Same sort of play. Gets Hayne one-on-one, doesn't get a hand laid on him. What a player. Freak.
A penalty after that made it 14-0. But then after all of those incidents, in the 32nd minute, Steve Turner did well to get over in the right-hand corner, and they attack this way again. Ben Barber gets the next 2. Both fullbacks have got doubles.
Well, he's freakish. For Ben Barber, the ball's never dead. Gets the ball back here off Jamal Idris and off the back row there. A bit of footwork on Loco. Luch is out. What a player.
Now, the finishing of players in the modern game is remarkable. We see some great tries scored. One of the good rules is that the corner post now not being in play, because sometimes that will just interfere with things. This effort from Ben Barber, athleticism, and just the knowledge of where he's got to be and where the ball's got to go.
This is the Bulldogs of the 80s, the entertainers. Sideline to sideline. Jamal doesn't overplay his hand. And look at this. He's just a freakish player. Saw his brother tonight. He carved him. Was anyone going to score that try? It was one man on the field, Ben Barber.
Okay, that conversion was missed, so 14 points all. In the 28th minute mark, we see Corey Payne come in with a swinging arm, connects with Jared Hayne. Now, if Jared doesn't react, Corey Payne's in trouble. He's placed on report. Penalty to Parramatta, away we go. We've had our say upstairs. What do you make of this incident?
Well, it was high emotion at this stage. Jared sort of leant in, and then it all hell broke loose. But I suppose a player like Jared Hayne with his status, he's going to be targeted. He's going to have to get used to this. It's easy for us to say on the sideline, but high emotion here tonight, Sterlo. It's a real high emotional game, and things ball over here. And the next couple of sets, the ball's over him further.
Well, it got higher 3 minutes later, of course, with another 2 players heading that way. Now, Nathan Hindmarsh, he doesn't react. That's the initial little coming together that you pointed out. But then we see him leave the play here and actually turn on a 5-cent piece to come back to take up with Michael Ennis.
Well, everyone knows Nathan Hindmarsh is the nicest bloke in the world, nicest guy in rugby league. I don't know if there's history between him and Michael Ennis or what was said, but whatever he said has turned that man on screen there. He's balled over. You never see that from Nathan Hindmarsh.
Nah, well, both he and Michael Ennis will be back in action, I think, 20 seconds into this second 40 minutes. And what a second half we've got coming up.
I can't wait.
Let's find out how it's affected Glenn Munsey.
Well, Sterlo, what about this game? The Dogs started as favourite. Parramatta into favouritism, got into as short as $1.40 during the first half. And now, with the second 40 minutes upon us, the Doggies now favourite, a 3.5-point line to Parramatta. The player to score the first try in the second half, live on 133 390.
Thank you very much, Glenn. And of course, this is just the first of a huge doubleheader tonight. Our second match tonight will take you up to Skilled Park, where the Titans, who welcome back big guns there, Ashley Harrison and Greg Bird, they take on a Tigers outfit that has Benji Marshall.
Now it's gone out to Marshall, right in the middle of the ground. Dwyer accepts it. There's one coming. Marshall, and still with Marshall. He's got 10 to go. Shut the gate. The best player in the world at the moment scores a solo classic.
Toyota Halftime is brought to you by Toyota and its dealers, working to help raise over $500,000 for grassroots football.
presents a landmark new series.
I just feel it's important to know exactly what he went through.
The amazing lives, loves, and courageous stories of our nation's heroes. In their footsteps, coming to 9.
In the next 3 years, you'll help 12 friends move house. Play AC/DC 280 times. Get 3 dings.
No worries, mate. It's just a scratch.
Carry 300 tonnes. Quit work and go surfing for 12 months. And with Toyota Service Advantage, you'll enjoy the same low-cost, capped price servicing wherever life takes you. And that's what makes it a Toyota.
As we rounded a small knoll, the first round shot out right near us. Bullet after bullet coming from the high and the low ground.
Then all I see is Mark Donaldson sprinting back to get this bloke. He made a decision to risk his own life to save another man's life.
Please support our troops and their families by digging deep for the 2011 VB Razor Glass Appeal.
It's Easter again.
Same old bunny suits.
Big ears.
Please.
I wish we could wear tracksuits.
We can.
Max Sport tracksuits are half price.
Slash to $19.95 in the huge Easter sale at Lowe's.
Fleecy tops and track pants slash to $11.95.
Knit tops only $9.95.
Save $10 on winter jackets.
And they're quilted.
Cougar joggers.
Slash to $19.95. What?
Nothing. Hop into the huge Easter sale at Lowe's. Big ears.
What?
There's 20% off all big men's too.
Autobarn gets you there this Easter with a handy 4-litre fuel can just $4.99. And make travelling easier with Euro-style roof racks below $1.49. Plus fully trained fitting available on site. Autobarn gets you there this Easter. Catalogue out now.
Boom, boom, boom. Just adjusting the timing on the boom, 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 boom.
Closer to your favourite team this footy season with a Samsung Galaxy 551 from Telstra on our new $59 Freedom Connect plan. You'll also get a footy action pack which gives you access to NRL live scores, highlights, replays and more.
Officeworks has the biggest brands at the lowest prices. This 2TB hard drive, $117, and Kodak 6x4 prints only 10 cents each. Find an identical stocked item at a lower price, we'll beat it by 5%. Officeworks, lowest prices every day.
The VB Razor Glass Appeal is one of the single biggest public contributions to veterans' welfare in Australia. So please, dig deep and show your support at razorglass.com.au.
Friday Night Football, brought to you by the new Toyota FJ Cruiser. A legend returns. Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning. The month of man time, thanks to the double from KFC. Keno, clean up with Keno and the NRL. Officeworks, biggest brands, lowest prices. The VB Razor Glass Appeal. And TAB Sportsbet. You're on.
Welcome back to ANZ Stadium. Second half of the opening match on Friday Night Football. What a match. Corey Payne has played a leading role in the excitement here tonight. 4 players sent to the bin. Nathan is still in the bin for 18 seconds. So I guess the same applies to Michael Ennis. 14 plays 14. Jared Hayne is back, scored the first 2 tries, and then was sent to the bin for a headbutt. At the 28th minute, Michael Ennis later on, he pestered and menaced Nathan Hindmarsh into submission. And there's the kick-off to the second half. A half that is going to battle to be up there on the excitement meter, like the first half. Dean Hallertau taking it up, and she's met there as Nathan Hindmarsh comes into the game again, together with Michael Ennis. So we're back to 13 on 13. The soccer is over. Jamal Idris to play the ball on his own 40-metre red line. Played back to Keating, and now for Hodgson. He'll take it towards halfway. Canterbury trailed 14-0, and they came back through the period where players were in the bin to level up at 14-all. Hayne lets it go.
And it's pretty much a new game now, Ray. And we're back to how they were the kick-off to start this match. It was all Parramatta the first 25 minutes, but circumstance now sees the Bulldogs having scored 3 tries to 2. And all of a sudden, it's away we go again. Who's going to get away to the best start? The opening 10 or 15 minutes. That's a nice set from the Bulldogs. Went the length of the field.
Fed by Mortimer. And that is Loco losing the ball. Advantage Canterbury immediately. Barber is with it. Ennis then comes to his captain, Ryan. And they're 12 away. Blindside becoming quite narrow. And this is Payne, did well. Took the defence, got a ball out. Keating is with it, wide on the right. Goes short, and it's gone to Hallertau. Parramatta for the moment. Stretched somewhat. Hodkinson. And now it's come back to Millington. 5 metres away. Centre of the ground. As Ennis goes across with a face pass. It's gone from Hodkinson. There's another chance on for Canterbury's Laffey. And he is held up and back. Play back to Ryan. Then to Keating. Now to Hodkinson. Coming up out of the line was Maguire. It's gone to Ennis, the run around for Keating. He's got them turning and twisting. Gives it to Big Jamal. Jamal goes in to score for Canterbury. Simple run around, I suppose. But my goodness, it's effective. And particularly when you find a giant of a man like this.
Well, it's Keating's try. Chris Keating's extra effort to come around. The turnover, the young man coming off the scrum loses the ball. Keating doubles around from the left-hand side of the field to keep following the play. And that's what created it, Peter, didn't it? It was his extra effort.
No doubt at all.
There's the try scorer, Jamal Idris. That youthful clash in the centres. There's the conversion from Bryson Goodwin. Jacob Loco. First play out of the scrum. Jolting tackle, dislodges the ball, and then the other youngster, Jamal Idris, gets the try.
And now, Parramatta have to be mentally tough to get back into this game and make sure it doesn't slip away from them quickly, because the running is now with the Dogs. They've come out and started the second half the way that Parramatta did the first half. Mistake, points. Dean Hallertau, good ground up the middle, and earns a penalty.
Well, it's hard enough to win a game once. It's very, very difficult to have to win it twice. Parramatta at 14-0, it was their game to win. Now they've got to try and find a way to win it a second time. That's a tough task.
I think Stephen Kearney needs to look at Moi very early on here. That, you know, he's the impact man. He gets them going forward. Both he and Manor were superb in the opening 15 minutes. It might not be what he wanted to do, but I think circumstance says that Moimoi's got to be out there soon.
That's Corey Payne with the ball, and Moi just getting some work done on the lower back, preparing him for his re-entry into the game. Manor is out there, and here's Ennis going across, and then Hodkinson, then Keating, and now Barber, and now Idris. And Idris has gone through Loco and got it to Turner.
Into touch.
So they're really prepared to throw it about, and it's all on the back of very good forwards, or should I say very good go forward.
They ran themselves out of room on that play, though. It was always sort of crabbing sideways. Watch it here. See, Keating's running sideways. Barber's tried to straighten it up. Idris hasn't got much room. And then though he gets it away, the cover defence is on its way, and they were working in limited space the whole time. Turner had no real room to move there or save it from going into touch. So it's good defence from Parramatta.
Moi about to come in. Sunday football Panthers versus Storm. 4 o'clock on Sunday up at Penrith's home ground. Panthers versus Storm. 4 o'clock our Sunday match. And the Sunday Footy Show, the guest host of the Sunday Footy Show is Darren Lockyer. So the great Darren Lockyer will be a guest of yours on Sunday.
Yeah, how good's that? As Moy comes back in, a rare treat for us with Darren on the Sunday, and we thank him. He's in great demand, of course, and we'll have a ball with him on Sunday morning and learn plenty, no doubt.
Moy. Picked up and taken down by Millington. And here's Robson to Hayne. Ennis came in, thought about it. Oh, the bounce is good for Parramatta. Luke Burt's got the ball. The ball is on the ground again. And dived on by Idris. So Steve Turner now. 18 metres out from his line. Both coaches have used only 4 interchanges. Hodkinson taken by Hindmarsh. And down low was Horrow. 20 points in 11 minutes. The records will show for the Dogs. 20 points in 11 minutes. And Parramatta guilty of another penalty.
He's been good, Corey Payne. You know, you take out the obvious hit on Jared Hayne, which wasn't all that savoury, but when it's been football, he's had some good charges and some really good offloads. My information is he's just about to sign another new contract with the Bulldogs. So he's been quite effective tonight.
Tolman now.
I mean, that's his first touch, just came back into the game and came in for Hodgson, who's done a good job tonight. Coming in for Chris Armott. That's the man that Phil is talking about. Corey Payne struggled onto his back, 33 out.
I think I told you last Sunday, in that squad last Sunday, the same tonight. He's the only Canterbury junior in the squad. Chester Hill Jr. Here's Idris. Wrestled by Moy. And he's lost the ball. It's kicked by Hallertau. Mortimer tries to pick it up. Stacks on the mill. He'll put a scrum down.
Need you to relax.
Jamal was trying to fight off the army. He had everyone holding him. He was trying to get his arms free and get himself going. Look at this. The biggest human being in the world, and his hair going, and fists and arms, and all of a sudden the ball pops out.
I thought tonight, coming here, that Jamal Idris might be a touch hesitant. We saw him leave the field against the Dragons last weekend with a cork thigh, but there hasn't been anything backward about his performance tonight. He just flung himself into the game.
Here's Shackleton. Glenn Munsey from Tab Sportsbet reports massive money for Canterbury at half-time. $9,000 one bet. Tim Manor with the ball. To the left side for Mortimer, a show. Then he's taken the tackle of Dean Hallertau. 30-metre line. Here's Moy. Straight ahead. Ennis put himself on the railway tracks. Tolman took him down. Mortimer, little kick. Horrow's after it, but it's an awful kick. And here's Barber.
Yeah, it was a shocker. They needed something better than that, something with more pressure. Give the defence a chance to get through and compete.
Goodwin. 2 halves making the tackle. Ennis using Tolman. Moy comes in off the side.
He's got to be careful, Fui. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to fire his teammates up, but...
Here's Payne again. Ryan, Goodwin. And Goodwin taken by Reddy on halfway. The Dogs, in this opening part of the second half, they look very much like the Parramatta that we were watching during the same period of the first half. Mortimer, the ball dribbling around, no knock on.
Well, Big Jamal just squashed Daniel Mortimer there. It's the biggest human being in the world against the smallest footballer in the competition. And Big Jamal just put the belly flop right on him.
Mortimer sucking them back in as Shackleton goes ahead.
We've just seen a change here with Loco coming off. Jacob Loco and Ben Smith. Well, in fact, it's Justin Horrow that's come off. And Ben Smith is now out there as Payne, first receiver. Short ball to the man I'm talking about in Smith over the 40.
Here's Hayne, again at first receiver, putting a high midfield bomb up there. Mortimer goes up, the ball bounces so high, 10 metres out from the Canterbury line. Barber will play it. And this is Turner.
He's got an obligation here tonight, Jared Hayne, in the last 28 minutes, hasn't he? You know, all this started with his lack of discipline, and he's got the ability to turn it back around in Parramatta's favour. So it's all on him now. He's a great player. He's got to come up with great plays, as simple as that.
This is Payne again. Tolman. Taken by Manor and Hindmarsh, and there's another in there as well. It's Mortimer. Keating. Ball bouncing down on the 10-metre line. Wasili off his own line. And he comes back out to Hodkinson. Quite a collision there, brought about by the momentum of Wasili, and they get a penalty.
And I'll just make the comparison too to Sterling of, you can imagine Billy Slater in this position with his team 6 behind, how often he would get himself into the play. And that's the sort of attitude and aggression that Jared Hayne's got to have, hasn't he?
Well, he does, because the effect he has on the football team as a whole is enormous. You know, they look to him. I know it's enormous pressure. There's Moy hit hard. But what he does has an immediate effect on everybody else around him. The body language isn't great at the moment. If he can get involved and have a lot of carries, that'll improve for everybody. There's Mortimer, second man to Hayne. Takes him on, over the 40.
Here's Smith. Just outside the Canterbury 30-metre line. Shackleton now. Behind one, picking up Mortimer. Mortimer taken down by Pritchard. Last tackle then, just beyond the 20. And Hayne goes high into the corner. Idris is underneath it. And the ball bounces down for Hayne to bat it back for Shackleton. And that ball has travelled forward, according to the referee Sutton.
On the line, guys. Hand over there. Change over here, Andrew. Where Ashley tells you.
Just look a little tired, the Bulldogs, don't they? There was sort of a bit of a relief that they came up with that possession, and now they're getting manhandled a little bit. There's no one really revving up to knock it forward. Here comes Jamal. Looking at their forwards, just back on their heels a little bit.
Allgood it was who stopped Idris on that occasion. Hodkinson long, Keating across, Pritchard on, Laffey out. It's with Goodwin now. Reddy's got hold of a jumper. Barber's got the football. And Barber will play the ball just inside the 30-metre line. This diminutive fullback with 2 tries, Ben Barber, at the 35th and 40th minute.
He did really well to hang on to that one, Ben Barber. It nearly got away from him. He wasn't going anywhere once he caught the ball, as the Dogs again go wide. Chris Keating takes the tackle. Last tackle.
So Michael Ennis sends it out to Hodkinson. The kick from outside the 40. Bounces up friendly for Hayne. And Hayne prepared to submit. Back on the 20-metre line. Wasili. And Shackleton comes from the field for Parramatta. Moy ahead for Tolman to meet him with his right shoulder.
Good hit, good run, good hit.
Now it's Allgood's turn for Parramatta. Stagg, Ryan, Pritchard making the tackle near the halfway line on Bundaberg Friday Night Football. One of the more sensational halves of football you've ever seen. And that kick again, innocuous, across to Turner.
No, it's worse than innocuous. That's not first-grade standard. Kicking to an open wing and hitting the man on the full. And look at Canterbury now, instead of being down on their own line, on the back of a good kick from Parramatta, of driving the ball forward, second tackle. It's nowhere near good enough.
Here's Ennis then. And he turns it in for the second man, that is Ryan. Keating. Pritchard out wide where he's so dangerous. Just inside the 20-metre line for Frank. 150 games tonight. Keating through, Stagg back, Hodkinson, then Ryan. Good work, the captain. Barber for Ennis. Ennis 11 away from the line, losing the ball. Penalty.
You're going to say strip? Well, that's a big call. That's a big call. And I would imagine they'll kick for goal to extend the lead to 8. Saves having to worry about a field goal later if the score remains this way for some time.
And they'll love the break here. Scoreboard in their favour, so too the timepiece. Kevin Moore's even got a smile on his face, so huge change in demeanour the first 20 minutes of this second half than the first. And let's have a look here in making the tackle. Loco has got his hands around the football. You know how we feel about that.
Is there a case for the differential penalty to be extended?
That's not a bad call.
To the strips?
Yeah.
That might be the best idea you've ever had, Rebs. Where did that come from?
I've been thinking about it for a long time.
Who suggested it to you?
What do you think? I'm working without a brain at all?
No, I think he came up with it himself. It's not a bad idea.
He's kicked the goal anyway. Never mind. Shut up. 20 points to 14 becomes 22 to 14. 58 minutes gone.
So that just makes the job a little bit harder. And as I say, a good break there for the Bulldogs. I come back to the kick again. I don't want to harp on it, but the kick lifted the Bulldogs. They were in good attacking position, second tackle. And that's the flow of the game, and that one worked well and truly in the Bulldogs' favour.
So Canterbury just beyond the 20-metre line.
The other thing the Bulldogs have done well, when Moi was thrown back into the action, the onus was on the Dogs to take the steam out of him. Every time he's hit it up, as we saw with that last tackle from Aidan Tolman, they've got it quickly in his face.
David Stagg. 8 metres, his own side of halfway. And Ennis again. How many times do you see young Mortimer in front of the big traffic? They're rolling at him. Now a ball from Laffey. Beautiful pass. And now it's come to Goodwin. He lofts it over the top. It's with Hodkinson waving them in. Ryan responds, and now Ryan goes back to where he came from. He picks up Dean Hallertau. Hallertau to the 20-metre line. Tackled out there by Jacob Loco. Quickly to Hodkinson. Here's the little kick. Ennis is after it. The bounce is good for Hayne. And he's pulled out and tackled there by Goodwin. Now ready. 15 out from his own line. 22 to 14.
Here's Ben Smith coming up the shorter side. They're a little bit fortunate there, Parramatta. The bounce was a good one for them. Hodkinson dinking it over the top, found open ground. Hindmarsh now winding it forward.
Rabbits, the fireworks are on at the Easter show.
We got an injury here, a head clash, I think. It's Laffey and Hindmarsh that have come together, and Laffey is the worst for wear. Oh, no, they're both the worst for wear.
That's nasty.
Oh.
Ouch. It's a fourth tackle. He's waiting to get back there. Hold the ball.
They might have seen some fireworks.
Yeah, they were beautiful, just up above the stand there at the northern end, the Easter show.
Oh, there.
So this is the other Gus now.
I go to the Easter show every year.
I understand that, but you were in love with this game about 20 minutes ago. Now you're attracted to the fireworks next door.
It's a tradition. I've got to have a toffee apple every year.
I can't keep up with you. Here's Robson putting the ball down. Into the corner, and Goodwin forced to bring it back.
There you go. That's a better kick. That's the one.
And so they play the ball back on their own 10-metre line.
Look at the fireworks, Rabbits. They're beautiful.
Please, take him away. Here's Turner. Well, there they are, Gus. That should satisfy him.
Thank you.
Now give him his toffee apple and put him back in the corner. Here's David Stagford. Pritchard. Had he had looked on his right, Keating was screaming for the ball. Here's David Stagg. He's got it away to Laffey. And he'll play it on the halfway line. So now for Ryan, and Tolman was with him, but they've really got Parramatta on the bicycle. Keating, Hodkinson stabbing it down into the corner for Burt, and Burt, he brings it away.
That was a terrible kick too, wasn't it? Straight to him.
Now Hayne.
That's better, Master Jared. He's a big thing. He can do plenty of that.
Moi running at the number 7. Hallertau going in to help Hodkinson. Here's Maguire showing it. And the surrender tackle called. 7 metres into Canterbury's area. Robson. Now Ben Smith. This is the last. Robson. High down to Barber. Hayne is in the contest. And it's come back off. All good to Canterbury, so it's play on. So this is Barber.
Time ticking. 18 minutes left on the clock. Over the years, Peter, has there been a more frustrating team to play when you're behind on the scoreboard than the Bulldogs?
No, and they normally get home on their defence, but it's a completely different Bulldogs outfit this year with so many new faces in it. We saw them get into some trouble last week against the Dragons with sliding defence. That one called okay, a swing out from Nathan Highmarsh, but they're well on top at the moment. They look the more than likely to score.
Keating cutting through. Here's Ennis with a dummy to the short side to go open to Tolman. Aidan Tolman will play the ball as they go to the boot of Hodkinson. And Hayne not challenged at all. Put down 10 metres out from his own line by Andrew Ryan. A run for Wasili.
It was a nice tackle by the skipper, Andrew Ryan. One-on-one with Jared Hayne.
It needed to be because it was a poor chase. The kick was good. They could have got down there, but there's no great urgency. They were quite happy to allow the free catch. Well, that's not a good sign.
It's okay.
Highmarsh.
They've got to get Hayne into space. He's got to be out there on the edges. The halves have got to be barking at him to get deeper and give himself some room.
Here he is now. And firing it back to Luke Burt. This is the last for Parramatta. Ready for Robson. His kick going out on the full. So we go way back down the ground for a turnover for Canterbury to go on the attack 5 metres into Parramatta's territory.
Poor old Sterlo keeps falling out his chair here every time the Parramatta halfback comes up with a bad kick. Sterlo hits the turf.
Look, he's a wholehearted player. He's an outstanding young man. He's Jeff Robson, but you know they struggle with that part of the game. And I know there's criticism about always picking on the halves, but that's what they control as Canterbury now. I don't think they're far away from scoring, Canterbury.
There's Pritchard. Well done, Laffey. Good support work. They're trying to put him over the touchline. He got a ball away miraculously for Keating. Left foot step taken by Allgood. 18 metres out from the Parramatta line. As it goes now with Hodkinson. Inside ball for Tolman. This youngster in number 3, Laffey. He's done some interesting things tonight.
They got Pritchard out here against Robson.
Here it is with Ryan, the run around with the dummy half to Pritchard. And Parramatta back on their own line. Keating steps away from Lasalo. The ball is rolled in, it's too deep.
Came off a Parramatta player, line dropout.
Wow. He's been busy, Keating, hasn't he? He dances around there. Jared Hayne with the hands on the knees. They've got to defend again. They've got to keep themselves in the contest and find a way to get back in the game on the scoreboard. This was good work by Robson. This is the courageous part of Robson. That's the part we all fall in love with. And the kick there, it's Highmarsh who sticks the boot out and the ball goes dead. Robson stands his ground on the big blokes, doesn't he? Like, he's got no fear.
Ball going down to Keating. Back on the halfway line. Tolman takes it ahead for him to score the last try of the match. Jamal Idris is 5-1 and Barber 9-1.
Well, this is the game here. Parramatta concede points, it's all over. This is, if they can get through this period, there's enough time to score twice. But this is the consecutive sets against them.
Barber's in for 3. Ben Barber gets a treble. Brilliant play.
Well, it's beautifully constructed. If you look at the high shot where Ben Barber comes from, how he hides himself in the play for a long time, but Ennis always knows that that's going to be the go-to man. It's a beautifully constructed play by the Bulldogs, and they rely here on the Billy Slater-like type speed of Barber. Look how Barber was in behind to play the ball. Now he's out 2 passes wide, accepting the pass, and just streaks into a hole.
We're talking about fireworks at the adjacent stadium. Ben Barber's provided his own tonight with 3 glorious tries. His young brother got 1 in the Toyota Cup, by the way, not 2, as I said earlier. But the Barber family have taken home a bag full of fish tonight. Andrew John, sideline.
I love watching him play, Rabs. Just so entertaining. He reminds me of Matt Bowen when he burst on the scene. Just sort of throwing the ball. Here's a set structured play. Trips over on the Kuno replay, but so much speed and balance. Sensational. I love watching him play.
And Luke Burt gets planned away as Aidan Tolman brings it back, and the young man Barber, he was rushed into first grade last year earlier than anybody would have liked, but sometimes that, in fact most times that, makes you a better player down the track, and he's looking really comfortable in the #1 jersey vacated by Luke Patton. And he's a constant menace. He's everywhere, and he is blinding off the mark. Here's Hallertau, good charge, strong tackle low.
It's a good tackle by Rogers.
Billy Rogers.
Billy Rogers is on there for Parramatta as the ball goes down again. Friendly for Hayne, and Hayne brings it back to the 40-metre line.
Off his head.
28-14. They trail by 14. Now they lead by 14.
Yeah, well, they were 14 in front 11 minutes from half-time in the first half and went in square. So, you know, points can come with a flurry, but they would have to start now. No sign of it so far in the second half.
The penalty goes to Parramatta.
Well, Aidan Tolman, he can't believe it. I think he's the man that... He's saying, well, I just got up, sir. I didn't do anything. And the ref said, no, all over him, played at it with his hands.
Here's Rogers. 15 away from the Canterbury line.
That's more a penalty, that one.
Here's Moy trying to trample over the top of Dean Hallertau.
Need a try here, Roberts.
Behind Rogers to Robson to Hindmarsh. And Hindmarsh is held in this upright position. And there goes Maguire again, finding Robson, and he's squashed out of it by Hallertau. 10 metres away from the line, Maguire for Mortimer. A decoy from Hindmarsh. Ball goes to ground off Hayne. Recovered by Mortimer. Mortimer goes back to the 20. Passes to Hindmarsh. David Stagg takes him, but he got the ball away to Lasalo, I think it is. Right on the 20-metre line. It is Lasalo, and it's come right side for Robson on the last, and then Hayne rifles a pass out for Reddy. Reddy calls Wasili in. And Wasili is about a half a metre short.
Far better right-hand defence tonight from the Bulldogs in the second half. Jamal Idris has been willing to come up and attack outside in. That's far better than we saw at the cricket ground on Sunday against the Dragons. More like the Bulldogs of old. Look at how close this is. He just needed one little reach, and Benny Barber comes across with a bit of a try saver there. How many has he scored, Rabbits? 3.
Stagg, now Keating. Keating He used the presence, if you know what I mean, of Idris there. He thought, well, you're attracting all the attention. I'll try and scamper through this little hole here.
Yeah, get great satisfaction out of tonight, Chris Keating, if they do go on to win it. I guess the decision came down to between him and Daniel Mortimer as to who Parramatta say. It kept us. Idris is away. Good low tackle, but he finds support, and Barber, that's off Hindmarsh. Does a great job, Nathan Hindmarsh, to get the football after knocking it down.
Hindmarsh back covering, defending again. How does he get there? Just wants to, I suppose.
Robson for Hayne. Hayne has got them turning. Hayne is trying to drag one. Got the ball back to Wasili. Wasili gets the ball free, but it's gone to ground. And it's picked up by Goodwin. The chase is on in the other direction now. And Goodwin will play the ball. On the halfway line, Laffey. Through it goes from Payne. Now to Hodkinson. And that looks like Millington. It is. They'll play it a few metres on Parramatta's side at halfway. 7.5 minutes of time remaining. Both coaches with one change left. 28-14 Canterbury. And that's Payne again, looking to offload, looking to pop it. Does get it away. Turner's there supporting. And he'll play the ball just outside the 30-metre line. 5 tries scored by Canterbury. Steve Turner got one of them. Tolman, Keating, Pritchard inside, Laffey, and Laffey got the ball away. Geez, he can offload this kid, and it's gone to Keating, and Keating goes across the face, and it's gone out to Ennis. The ball is with David Stagg. It's with Hodkinson. That's come off Parramatta, and he might start the tackle count again. He has. It's with Ennis now, and Ennis is taken to ground by Ben Smith. Payne. This is the first. Tolman. Ennis. Payne. Well, by now, it'd be a good idea to get on his hammer. Get on his hammer because he's offloading freely. Here's a kick from Ennis. Dead in goal.
Yeah, it's a really poor decision. That was just the second tackle, or coming into the third. No one knew about it. Frank Pritchard was closer and he had no chance of getting there. It's unusual. He normally, his kick selection is normally spot on, Michael Ennis.
Here's Tim Manor. Maguire. Robson. Smith. There's Maguire again, Hindmarsh. Rogers. Oh, good tackle. Good tackle from Corey Payne. Right. No, it's not. It's Millington.
Forced the mistake as well. His first game since coming across from Cronulla in the top grade for the Dogs. And that's a beauty, not only driving the man back, but the impact forcing the football loose.
Well, it was a bizarre first half, Rabbits, wasn't it? I don't think I've ever really lived through 40 minutes like that in a long time. What happened in that game? Parramatta so far on top. Corey Payne belts Jared Hayne. Jared Hayne gets up, headbutts Corey Payne. They go to the bin. Ennis and Hindmarsh join them a short time later. 11 on 11. And the Bulldogs come up with 3, and we go to half-time at 14 all. It was bizarre.
It was highly entertaining.
2-10. Marcus, push up. Hold Tim.
Coach Stephen Kearney will be talking about the D word, I would imagine, and I'm not talking about defence, he'll be talking about discipline. Michael Ennis, a short side run, and David Staggs out the other side. Jamal Idris puts it over the line, and then he salutes to the people at the northern end of the ground, and there's his little partner in crime, Ben Barber. There to congratulate him. Jamal's second, Barber's got 3.
Yeah, it's been quite a week for Jamal Idris, signing elsewhere for an extended period, but he's given his all tonight for the Bulldogs, and they'll expect that for the rest of the season. And now it's really getting away. David Stagg looked like he was away, but he got the final pass to Idris, who went to the crowd to celebrate.
Two tries tonight for Jamal Idris. $2 million contract for 5 years with the Titans starting next year. 3 tries for the little fellow Ben Barber, who celebrated with him in front of the people. The Canterbury faithful down on the northeastern corner. Bryson Goodwin with this shot from 6 in from touch. Looks good. And another 2 on the board. 34-14.
And they break a losing streak, the Bulldogs, tonight. I wonder if last week, if Darius Boyd hadn't have come up with that inspired play to intercept, and the score against the Dragons got back to 15-13 with 20 to go, how that last 20 minutes would have been. And he's a likeable big bloke, isn't he? They'll get some value off him, off the paddock as well, will the Gold Coast, as the Dogs will for the rest of this season. He's a real personality.
Payer playing the ball. It's Millington in 15, just outside the 20-metre line. Millington and Payne, Halatau, Hodgson. That's been the bench tonight. Kevin Moore, he's well off for his bench. A lot of experience there. Here's Keating now. Keating from outside the 40. Down to Hayne on his own line. And who's down there to meet him? Corey Payne, the 16.
Yeah, he's been terrific. I mean, a bloke who goes to the sin bin and does what he did won't win the Man of the Match award, but if you take that one incident out, Corey Payne's been the best player on the field.
Play by Reddy. Wasili from dummy half. And he's tackled down on his own 20-metre line. 20-point lead from a 14-point deficit. 34 points. When did that start, the 34 points? It was about the
34th minute.
34th minute?
32, sorry. It was a minute after the second sim innings.
Well, the first 14 came against 11 men, 11 on 11. Regardless of what happened in the first half, they started off the second half at 14 all, both with equal chance. And since then, it's been 20-0. So it's hard to deny the Bulldogs their victory now.
Point taken, although they have scored 34 unanswered points.
Yeah, they have. But, you put a question mark over the first 14 because it was 11 aside and they got the possession during that time and Benny Bowen cut them up. I'm just saying there's a difference.
Well, there's the final tackle of the night. A tackle with a bit of venom about it.
Well, he took it for granted, Michael Ennis, something you don't do in this game. He thought, well, I'll just put a hand on him. They got every right to go and make the tackle.
So 30,687 have witnessed a match. I'm not quite sure what the right word is to describe it. I've heard the word bizarre a couple of times, and that is certainly accurate when it comes to the first half. Entertaining, yes. Sensational, yes. But 34 unanswered points in a little over 40 minutes from the Canterbury Bulldogs has carried them from 14-0 down to win, obviously, 34-14. Barber 3, Idris 2, Turner 1. Hayne got both the first tries, both belonged to him. He did the same in round 20 last year, and I think everybody thought the plane was at 39,000 feet with no turbulence. But then all of a sudden it started to rock and roll. They said, fasten your seatbelts. Here comes Canterbury. with a bit of push and shove. Next, we'll bring you our best for the night as we present the $1,000 clean-up with Keno Man of the Match. And then we'll take you straight to the Gold Coast where Benji's Tigers have travelled to take on the Titans on Nine's Friday Night Football.
It was 14-all here at ANZ Stadium between the Dogs and the Eels, with everything to play for in the second 40. And it was Canterbury who got away to the flyer after just 3 minutes in the second half. As he does so well, Jamal Idris back on the inside of Chris Keating. That was converted, 20 points to 14. 67th minute, Ben Barber. Look at this for acceleration on the outside of Daniel Mortimer. That's his third for the night. In fact, they came in just over half an hour. And then finally it was big Jamal Idris who rounded off. A good night for the Bulldogs. It wasn't a great start, but a super finish. David Stagg onto the chest of Jamal Idris. That was converted as well. Throw in a penalty. And for the time being, Ray, the Bulldogs will join the Storm Dragons and Broncos on top of the ladder.
OK, Peter, thank you for that. Now, the $1,000 clean-up with Keno, Man of the Match with Andrew Johns.
As to the Bulldogs, Benny Barber. Benny, great game to watch.
It was a bit of an unreal experience tonight. We knew that they were going to come out firing, and we knew we were in for a big, tough match. And when it started boiling over and started getting a bit fast and rough, they're the matches you want to play in because they're only going to make you stronger.
We were talking about boiling over before.
Balls and we knew if we hold the ball, we'll come up.
Yeah, we're going to have to leave that there. There's obviously a problem with that microphone, but there is the man of the match, Ben Barber. 3 tries, and his younger brother in Toyota Cup scored a try as well, as I pointed out. And that in itself was a story of great proportions today in the newspapers. The story of the Barbers and young Marmon with his own battle with cancer and still out there now doing his best with Parramatta in Toyota Cup. The premiership markets, these two teams unchanged. Parramatta $51 and the Dogs $9. And again, congratulations, Ben Barber. He takes out the $1,000 clean-up with Keno Man of the Match. An impressive win for the Bulldogs tonight. And there's more to come on our big Friday night of football. We're moments away from the much-anticipated clash of the Titans up against the Tigers. But first, here's a quick news break before going north.